What's up, NASCAR Heat fans? David Land here, and in the last episode we picked up a new sponsor with Love's Travel Stops for our Ford, and even better, we made it into 14th place in the point standings after 2 races, so we are right now in chase contention. So heading into Las Vegas Motor Speedway, I'm on a very high hopes bandwagon, if that's even a phrase, but as you can see, unfortunately we only qualified 26th. Not a very good qualifying effort for us. We'll start mid-pack. I'm hoping for good things, though. I'd love to be able to take our first win in this NASCAR Heat Evolution career mode and lock ourselves into the second season chase. So let's get to it, Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Vegas, baby, Vegas. Today, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series rolls into the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Kobalt 400. I'm Rick Allen, and today the season really starts to heat up as 40 of the world's finest drivers prepare for 267 laps of hard driving action.
All right, 39 of the world's finest drivers and me ready to go here at Las Vegas, and we are underway in Gambletown, or the City of Lights, or whatever the heck they call this thing. The place where all the people spend all their money on slot machines. How about that? Okay, so we're right down here at the bottom of the track. Can we start making up some positions down here, the back straightaway? You can see the car moving around just a little bit in turns 1 and 2. It's kind of interesting to see. But into turn 3, a little bit of brakes there. We're 4 wide. The spotter said 3 wide, but I think, or he said clear high, something like that. So this is not really where I want to be. Out on the outside, you saw AJ Allmendinger get into us just a little bit there. Into turn number 1 once again, running this high line. I'm making the Kyle Larson mistake. I shouldn't be running the high line. Hi, Kyle Larson. Wow, that was running out of room. Thanks, Safer Barrier. I appreciate that you're, 5 feet of track width that I don't get to use, or whatever it is. Wow, we're just going to go all the way around the outside of several cars here. Brad Keselowski, he's going to block us into turn number 1. They're still 3 wide. Actually, some pretty good racing to be had right now. As the car wiggles and woggles just a little bit through turn 1. Can we get around retired Scott or retired Biffle, or because Biffle's right behind? We got the old folks home we're racing with right now, and still running the high line. Car's just wiggling just a little bit up there. I can't quite get the grip that I really want through there, but we get around Regan Smith. Now let's see if we can get Paul Menard here and Danica Patrick, who is running up pretty well right now. Be interesting, we're running pretty good pace right now. If we have the fuel mileage that we usually have, I feel like we're going to be in a really good spot here. Because look at this pace. We just absolutely passed Danica, no problem. And hopefully we can pass Paul Menard here. Run around the mid groove here, and it turns into the high groove as the car washes out just a little bit, but we're able to clear Paul Menard just barely. He's actually in a Dutch Boy paint scheme. Interesting fact about the Dutch Boy logo. If you didn't know, the little Dutch Boy face is actually Arie Luyendyk Jr. Of Bachelor fame, and also famous because he's the son of Indy 500 champion Arie Luyendyk, 2-time Indy 500 champion Arie Luyendyk. And the reason the Dutch Boy's face is Arie Luyendyk Jr. is because Arie Luyendyk's personal sponsor for a very long time was Dutch Boy. So they needed a kid for their new logo, and Arie suggested his kid. They said, oh, okay, your kid's actually Dutch, so we'll make him a Dutch Boy on the Dutch Boy paint scheme. So there you go. There's a little fun random fact about the Dutch Boy that you probably didn't care about, but there's not really anything else going on track right now. Actually, let's get the running order up there. So we are 14th and trying to chase retired Edwards. I feel like half the field is retired, and I know the people will complain about me not using the 2017 update, but I would have had to restart my entire career mode to do that, and I would not be running 14th at Las Vegas if I had to restart the career mode. That would not have been fun, and this is at least kind of fun. being able to actually race these guys, unlike just kind of sitting in the back and saving fuel. I mean, it's fairly realistic, I guess, to be sitting in the back the whole time, but yeah, you know, we did that already. We want to race now. It's the second season. We got to get going. And the car's washing out just a little bit. I mean, we're still ahead of retired Biffle there. He's actually gotten around Paul Menard, so he's coming up through the field as well. We're not really gaining on Carl Edwards. Let's take a look at the fuel, and it's 13 to go on the fuel, so that will put us at lap number, what was it, 14? So put us at lap number 22. So we'll see how that goes. As the car just gets a little bit squirrely as we head into turn 1 again. Tire wear is incredible at this track, actually. We're already at 68% on the front left tire, front right tire, and I don't know why that is, because theoretically Las Vegas should have a lot more track grip than Atlanta does, but Atlanta in this game has a ton of track grip, and you can run almost flat out the whole way around and have no tire wear. Here, it's the opposite. You have to lift off quite a bit into the corners, and you wear your tires out. But whatever. Maybe they just swapped the files, like the track files or whatever, for these two tracks. Let's get back to the leaderboard here. We're 1.6 behind flying Ryan Newman. We were 1.4, but our tires are really wearing out. I wonder if there's something I can do, depending on the amount of tape on the grill. I'll see if I can put some tape on, try to get a little more front bite in, because the problem is we're really just sliding the front of the car all the way through the corners, and it's really hurting things. As we see some smoke, that usually means the car got into the wall. And the yellow. So we'll be able to pit under this yellow, get some strategy going. There are half the field pitting and half the field not. I say I will pit and hope for a green flag sequence of pit stops to get back into the lead. Alright, so we pitted. I added about 20% tape to the grill. We went from 35 to 55. And we're ready to go back to green here. And we're back underway. We're in the 34th position. But that shouldn't matter too much, especially considering that we should be able to get around a lot of these guys. We know we're faster than most of these folks, but as you can see, we're actually getting passed on the inside. It seems like the inside line's working a little bit better for everybody with the fresh tires. And I don't know if that outside lane's really going to work. Oh, well, it didn't work because Martin Truex just decided to turn right on an oval and put me in the wall. But whatever. I'm not too salty about it. For whatever reason, Casey Kane's already a lap down. He must have had to pit or something. Oh, I guess we'll bump draft Danica. Okay, now we're back to racing. And can we get around Truex, who seems to be wanting to be a bit of a pain in the butt. And we're way up in the Larson line, and it's ineffective once again. Now we get a good run off of turn 2. And got into the wall again. We're still hanging out with Buddy Truex there. I wish Landon Castle hadn't really taken my line away there on the top. There's really nowhere to go. Now we're making some moves as the cars start to spread out just a little bit. We'll try to get in the draft of David Reagan there. I actually got the 23 driver's name right for once. And behind Mike Lynette, and that is just absolutely as sideways as you could possibly get into turn number 1 without completely losing the car. There's still 3 wide, and I still can't get around David Reagan. This is just wonderful. Get out of my way! And he just decided to bail out of it in the middle of the straightaway. So now can we go around the outside? Yes. 3 wide? Yes. Alright. Alright, that's much better. Okay. And there's still just a gigantic group of cars directly ahead, which is going to be a little bit difficult. So how can we strategically pick our way through here? Because I think Kyle Busch there's almost a wreck up top there. And a car still getting into the wall. Is this going to cause a yellow? It's Casey Mears, I believe. No, it's AJ Allmendinger. Excuse me. I've got the wrong IndyCar washout for that car, so I'm so sorry to all the AJ Allmendinger fans that I call for Casey Mears. So now, I guess that is not going to be yellow, so we'll continue going here. And I was going to say we got to race Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch is also on fresh tires, but he is already past this group of cars and is already up into that second group, along with Joey Logano. I believe both of those guys started back there on the restart with us. And we're just going to not play very nice with Chris Buescher there. Okay, I'm going to try to move to the bottom, at least in 1 and 2. I feel like 3 and 4 I can run the high groove, but we're going to run the bottom here and then kind of swing to the top. Can we make it off the corner? Yes, we can. Okay, now down to the bottom. Big draft off of Blaney. We'll get on that apron there. You can drive below the white line in this track. There's no out of bounds. And we'll be 3 wide with Bobby Labonte. 4 wide now with Ryan Blaney. That's a very Ryan Blaney move to make. He was very aggressive in the Daytona 500, and now we're going to try to go 3 wide there, but that's not going to be that great. Can we stay on the white line without spinning? That loosened up the car a little bit more than I would have wanted. Just a tiny bit. And now there are cars pitting, so the green flag pit sequence has begun. And hopefully we can run this whole stint green. Oh no, I used an IndyCar term again. People got mad at me in the comments. Sorry, not stint. We're gonna run this run, and we're going to try to run it all the way green. Did I say run enough and not stint? I hope so. Alright. How many cars are going to come in this time? Oh yeah, I think they enter on the... No, they don't. They don't enter on the backstretch. It would be nice if the spotter was like, car ahead is pitting. But they usually do that right before, or right after a car that's directly ahead of you comes into the pits. We'll just beat and bang with Kyle Larson. I'm still mad at him for losing the Atlanta race, so... Got to exact our revenge on him just a little bit. And he just kind of side drafted me in the middle of the corner on a 1.5 mile oval. So I don't know how effective that was. But he kind of pushed me out wide. And we're actually right back where we started, which is battling for 14th place. And we're just going to use him up a little bit through the corner. Why not? And lots of cars coming into the pits this time by. How high are we going to get here? Up to P5. Not quite Snoop Dogg levels, but we're almost up there. We're gonna try. Hopefully now we get some good fuel mileage. That's what I'm really hoping for here. And let's see how the engine temps are good. Okay, engine temps are right at the max. If we're 220 is where you want to be, we're at 223. So that's as high as the oil temperature needs to be. We're still wearing the front right or front left. Front right, David. Get your left and rights right. We're wearing the front right just about as badly as we were the first time, but I feel like the front grip is just a little bit better. Well, as I don't prove it there by washing way the heck out. Almost into the safer barrier on that side. But, okay. So Hamlin's 3.5 seconds, more or less, up on me. Still can see him. He's visually ahead. So it's probably, I'm guessing the leaderboard right now is Busch, Logano, Hamlin, and Blaney. And we are running 5th right now. So, not too bad. David Reagan is behind us, which is kind of crazy. But he actually does pretty good in these NASCAR heat races sometimes. He's sneaky fast. You don't expect him to be up there, and then he is. I lifted off way too much for 1 and 2 that time by because the car just kind of very slowly got through the corner, and now we're going to go all the way to the bottom. Will the car push out? Yeah, it's really pushing bad. Really pushing bad. We got into the Parker store, whatever that was, and now our friend Martin Truex Jr. is back. And that was just terrible because now I've completely lost a couple positions. Ooh. Dale Jr. just trying to wreck me. Just desperately trying to wreck me. Now David Reagan's going to get to the inside, as well as Matt Kenseth, even though they are laps down. Boy, I'm really struggling on these tires. Okay, we're back to the back bumper of David Reagan. Now this is going to make things difficult. We still got 8 laps to go on the fuel. At least I got around Reagan again. Okay, I've just got to be a bit conservative, I suppose. I'm 2 seconds slower than I was earlier in the race. So again, this is pretty much the Atlanta race, what the Atlanta race should have been, is guys on fast tires going very fast, and guys on slow tires struggling, or old tires struggling. So, you know, it's weird that Las Vegas gives me a better Atlanta simulation than Atlanta did. Is this a battle for position here with Chase Elliott? I'm guessing not. I haven't seen him all day, so yeah, it's 15th, so he's a lap down in 15th. Actually, just unlapping himself from me. Still got 7 laps on the fuel to go, so nothing to worry about there. I'm hoping, again, to take the lead. Take the lead on the pit sequence. Is that a pass for position? No, it's not. And again, the other good thing is, fresh tires, when I come into the pits, I'll have them, and they won't. So it's all going to even out. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, as the car continues to understeer. Really going to be struggling here the last few laps of this stint because of the fact that the front right is just so worn out. I'm guessing it's under 50%, and it indeed is. So we got to kind of change our driving style a little bit. Keep the car next to that white line a little bit. Don't want to get too close to the wall anymore, because as you noticed in the last, when I got into the wall and lost that position to Truex, just how much momentum I lost. Just based on that. And now the car is just washing out still just a little bit. 3 and 4 is really struggling. As you can see, the tire went down another 5%. So we'll probably be in the 30s when we actually have to come into the pits, which is very unfortunate. Unless, of course, there's a yellow. In fact, I'd love it if there was a yellow, because we'd really gain with all these guys laps down. We'll just have to wait and see. Some people were criticizing my NASCAR 15 driving performance at Phoenix. By the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen that video yet, if you're watching the NASCAR 15 series, spoiler alert for Phoenix. But people were criticizing me for driving conservatively, and I got the yellow I want. So never mind, I won't talk about that. So you won't have to worry about spoilers for NASCAR 15. Just, yeah, don't worry about it, because we're not going to talk about that, at least for now. We're back to green. We're in the top 10 now because of the yellow. And we're back to racing. I took a little bit of wedge out on the last stop. Try to loosen the car up just a little bit for the long run's sake. And now we're racing again and battling Ryan Ellis and a whole host of other drivers. A very mixed up field. A lot of guys got the wave around though. So a lot of guys back on the lead lap that weren't previously. The car feels very fast now. Taking some of that wedge out was probably not a bad idea. Let's see how the car bites in turn 3 and 4. Wow, these fresh tires sure do feel nice though. Right around the outside of Danica Patrick. Thank you, Ryan Ellis, for being up there and kind of slowing the rest of the folks behind down. Well, I guess we're all on fresh tires up here, and the guys that had to get the wave or wanted the wave around were not on fresh tires. That's actually going to help out mightily now that I think about it. But yes, it is all the guys that I thought were up there. Logano, Busch, Hamlin, Blaney, and Truex. So now it is a straight fight for the lead with us and all these guys, and I feel like the car is really performing well. I think taking that wedge out really helped this car in the corners, the speed off particularly. As you can just hear, we set our fastest lap of the race that time by. So underneath Joey Logano, can we get there side by side? And we get around one of the Penske affiliated cars, or that is an actual Penske car. This is a Penske affiliated car. We're directly behind Ryan Blaney. Can we get around Martin Truex as he slides way wide? Can we split the difference? Yes, we can. A little bit argy-bargy, but we need a little bit of revenge for Truex putting us in the wall earlier in the race. And a big drag by Ryan Blaney right on the apron. Again, our fastest lap of the race. We are just absolutely flat flying right now. Chase Elliott has somehow made his way up into this little fight, and he's going to go to the inside. Chase Elliott, where did he come from? He's a guy on old tires, I believe, unless he came into the pits under that yellow. And he is just flat flying right now. Who gave him the good restrictor plate? I know it's not a restrictor plate track, but bear with me. We are going underneath now Hamlin, and we push Blaney to the front. Bump drafting is ironically more effective at Las Vegas than it is at Daytona. 30 to go, and we are running in an absolute hound or a pack of wild wolves right now. 4 wide with Kevin Harvick, or Matt Kenseth going down. Why did I call him Kevin Harvick? Matt Kenseth going down to the inside. I guess I called him Kevin Harvick because it was, where did he come from? Kevin Harvick doesn't really do that anymore. He's more of a where did he go, because he's there the whole race and then something happens and he doesn't win the race. Sorry to all the Harvick fans out there. And, well, we're losing positions now. Now the tires are probably wearing a bit. At least the car is a little bit looser now, so I don't have to worry about it quite as much. Dale Jr.'s up here now. It's just all the popular kids up here. Good stuff. We're definitely putting on a good show for Love's Travel Stops, I'll tell you that. Maybe they'll reduce their sponsorship of Chris Buescher and give us some more money. Good corner there. Wow, that really felt good. I couldn't quite get the exit I wanted because I'm not quite up there with Dale Jr., but we are just right up here. It's kind of exciting to be truly on pace with the leaders. It's kind of nice, even though Kenseth and Elliott are just on fire. I don't know why they're going so fast. Oops, I turned the turned the mirror off. Didn't mean to do that. But some guys have fallen back. Truex in particular fell way back. There's some cars coming up behind as well. I think it's Harvick. Harvick's one of them back there. So we definitely got comers and goers. And I did not get through turns 1 and 2 very good that time by. And it looks like Chase Elliott's actually going to pull off into the pits. So some of the guys who made that stop initially are now feeling the price by having to take green flag pit stops. Yes, and he comes into the pits. So Chase Elliott, I don't know why he was so fast on old tires, but whatever. Oh, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Wow, okay. That was not good. Guess I was paying attention to Chase Elliott coming into the pits and I just screwed myself getting on the apron too hard. And I just got passed by Jamie McMurray. So I need to get back on it. Why did that happen? That was not good. Oh well. Maybe we can actually get to the end of a fuel stint this time without having to come into the pits or have a yellow. Excuse me. Okay, now let's get back on it. We're back up to 8th. But I really don't like the fact that I got passed by McFlurry there. I should not have let that happen. In fact, I shouldn't have gotten passed by any of those guys because I shouldn't have been almost spinning on the apron. That was a bad thing. Now here comes Edwards down to the inside. Trying to get around. And he's just down on the bottom of the track, so that probably means he's coming into the pits as well. So that's why I should just try to drive underneath him when I know he's coming into the pits, right? Sure, why not? And there he goes, into the pits, just like I thought. I do appreciate that the AI do the correct thing in this game when they're coming into the pits, which is show that they're coming into the pits by swinging low on the back straightaway. I appreciate that. That's a nice detail. That's a good bit of AI programming. And there is McMurray doing the same thing, so we'll know McMurray is coming into the pits. I guess if you can't animate a driver sticking his hand out the window, the next best thing is programming him to drive on the bottom when he's coming into the pits. So McMurray is in, and we'll take 7th place at least, maybe a couple more positions. I see more cars in the pits, several cars actually in the pits. 23 to go. We might actually be able to make it on one more pit stop, so I'm really, really hoping that this race goes green the rest of the way. We got 9 laps to go on the fuel. Yeah, we'll definitely make it to the end on one more stop, assuming, and of course assuming that there is no more yellow. If there is yellow, we're going to have to make strategy calls because it may be a track position versus fresh tires situation, which is never the most fun decision to make as I drive through the grass. And are we going to get a yellow for that? There's a car literally spun broadside on the track and no caution. What a surprise. What a surprise. May have loosened the car up just a little too much that time, because I don't know how I ended up on the grass either that time. But we're losing positions again, or are we? No, that's Kenseth in 20th position. Correct position for his car number. Amazing. I will say this. I mean, they advertise authentic rules on the back of the package. And again, NASCAR is the organization that throws cautions for hot dog wrappers. So the fact that Tony Stewart was broadside heading into turn number 1, you gotta wonder why they didn't throw a caution there. Whatever. Let's see how badly damaged my car is. Actually, not too bad, ironically enough. Kind of got saved somehow. spared any significant damage to the car. And we have 20 laps to go, so we can still work some fuel mileage here. Might actually be able to short fill the car a bit because we are getting incredibly good fuel mileage. 6 laps to go on the fuel. I know we get at least 14 on the and there's the yellow. There's the yellow. But we actually are gonna get to pit under the yellow, so we're actually gonna gain. You know, we're gonna keep the track position. So this time, I'm actually hopefully gonna be able to race for the win. Let's see. All right, we're going back to the green, and I just realized the irony of having a white Visine logo on the back of a white car that you can't really see all that well, but we are in the top 11. The only cars on the lead lap are in the top 11. We got 20 laps of fuel and 15 laps to go, so it is a sprint to the finish. Can we get our first win on pace? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has a very battered looking Ford behind us. And right down to the bottom, I actually loosened up the car even more. I took more wedge out of it on this stop. And we're down to the inside of Keselowski. I've got to keep Busch behind me because I know Busch is fast. Kane is actually leading the race. He was a lap down early on in this race as Logano got into me just a little bit. I tried to cut down in front of him. I could not do it. Now Joey Logano battling with me. Where's the good way to go? We're going to bump draft Danica in turn 1. Come on, drive around the outside, drive around the outside. Can we do it? Danica, please go slow. I wish you wouldn't go slow that way because she didn't quite hold up Logano the way I would have liked. Into turn 3. I wish I wouldn't have gotten into the wall there, but let's see if we can get that exit on Logano here. And I swung too wide. I got into the wall. Oh no, here comes the pack. Dang. Yeah, it's me. Idiot spotter. Oh, we're down the apron. No, 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 no. And I'm just going to cause the big one just to get that yellow. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Okay, take 2. Now there are 12 cars on the lead lap. But I actually got fresh tires again this time by crashing the field. So, alright, this time we're going. This time, no holds barred. 9 laps to go. And then since the last restart went the way it did, I know how to handle this one, hopefully, which is not getting to the wall. So I know they're going to go slow off of turn 2, which they do this time. Can we get around Keselowski? I'm happy with the top 10 because it keeps us in the chase, but I'd really like to lead a lap, possibly win this thing. Kane is still leading. Let's drive around the outside of Johnson. This is not the best position to be in, particularly for turn 1. Danica is going very slow, which should help us get around the outside here. Yes, and we'll get a little bit of draft off of Truex as well. Into turn 1. Try to cut down in front of Danica, which we do. So now we can set off in pursuit of the top 6 here. How high can we get here? Lift off the gas. Big throttle. Off of the corner. Can we get around Truex? Yes, to the inside. Be very careful at apron. If you're going to commit to it, which I do. Fastest lap of the race that time by. Fantastic. And we're going to lean on Truex through 1 and 2. Blaney's going to go slow. Can we cut down to the inside? We're going to get to the inside of Blaney. Draft off of Hamlin. Into turn 3. We should clear Blaney here. Ooh, I was a little ambitious there. A little bit of a lift there to stabilize the car on the exit. Here comes Austin Dillon down to the inside. He's actually a lap car. What are you doing, son? What are you doing? Okay, we're in the top 5. Good things are happening. I have to lift off just a little bit. Johnson's coming down to the inside. We're 3 wide off of the corner. Okay, we'll battle with Jimmy Johnson down the back straightaway. I don't even know how many laps to go are there. Let's see. Can we get on the outside of Jimmy here? Try. I know what Austin Dillon is doing up here. Why is he up here? He's just trying to ruin all of the races right now. They gave him the Dale restrictor plate. Okay, now into the corner. Bump draft Johnson just a little bit. Give him a little bit of a bump and run, but here comes Truex down to the inside. But we actually cleared Johnson. And now can we fight for the podium? Top 3. It looks like we could do it. Kane is way out in front. Doesn't look like we'll be able to get him, but we will be able to catch Hamlin. Can we pass him? Let's try to get to the inside. We'll get the draft going here. Big toe down the back straight, or the main straightaway, or not really a straightaway, kind of a curve. But whatever, you know what I mean. Now let's get underneath Hamlin. We're running him up to the top. Truex was trying to get to the bottom. He couldn't do it, so we're up to 4th now. Try to break that draft off of Truex here. And into turn number 3. Truex is there. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I didn't block Truex. I should have blocked Truex. Now he goes to the inside. There's Dale Jr. for no reason. Out of nowhere. He's actually going to help Jimmy Johnson get through. Dang. 3 laps to go. Okay. I really should not be running this top line. I'm Kyle Larsoning it. Get off the top line. Okay, here we go. Try to get that top 5 back. Wow, the bottom is really effective on these long runs. Lift off, stabilize the car just a little bit. Come on, turn. Front end turn. Big draft. Where is Hamlin? He's right down there. Big draft, 2 laps to go. Well, we're battling with Denny Hamlin. I'm still stuck on the friggin' top. I cannot get down there. The car just does not want to turn, and there's always a car down there. Now we get to the bottom. Now we get to the bottom. Okay, let's try this again. We have 1 lap to do this. So down to the bottom. I'm going to get into Hamlin, or try to get into Hamlin there. Actually, help me turn just a little bit. So we're going to get this run here on Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex. Can we get to him? I at least want to get to that 4th place. I hope Dale Jr. is a little bit not nice to these guys. That'd be nice. Car slides through turn 1. Dang, Blaney's underneath as well. God, I could not get the car to the bottom, and now Blaney's going to go underneath, and he's going to get that position. Can we get to the inside of Blaney? We're going to bump draft him here. He's just slowing me down through the center of the corner. I just got to keep Harvick behind me, even though he's a lap car. We're not going to get to Blaney. You're not going to get to Harvick. It's going to be 7th place. And we wreck coming to the line. So 7th place at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Not a bad result. Lots and lots of cars a lap down. Could have been better if I had not Kyle Larson did, unfortunately. In fact, Kyle Larson finished 39th. A good result for him. But 7th place, a very good result for us. Let's take a look at the moolah. For 7th place, we got 75 grand. Loves gives us 25. Tax Act gives us 24. And Lincoln Welders gives us 20. So we get up to $145,000 for that race, which is fantastic. Let's take a look at the point standings. We're going to be pretty good here, I would say. 83 points, and it puts us up to 11th place in the standings. Fantastic. So let's head back to the garage area and see if there's anything else to take a look at. So from Las Vegas, we're going to move on to Phoenix for the Good Sam 500. And we've got $300,000 in the bank. The car is finally starting to go fast. I'm hoping that we'll be able to run well at Phoenix. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see ya in the next video.